Welcome to the Mina's House Podcast, episode 179. I'm Mina SayWhat with the red lip.
I'm Shana B with the head wrap.
That's Stuckey with the red hat, not with that stuff on it. No MAGA on it.
Garnett Briscoe is off doing his comedy thing. You know, he was on his road to be a comedian, and then the world went to crap.
Right.
And then it became a real estate agent.
Right. Now he's a real estate agent who cracks jokes. So listen, you talk about the pivot in life.
Right. Power to pivot.
Oh, y'all got to hustle.
Yes. What was y'all new hustle during the pandemic? Did y'all find one?
I started editing podcasts and like getting some dollars out of it. I mean, my job makes me do it. So I'm like, you guys
okay.
For it now.
No, I just became a better multitasker because, you know, I was mom T with homeschooling.
Yes.
You sure were.
Relearning my fractions and looking at stuff when she's like, well, what is the positive pronoun? I'm like, one second. Google, what's the positive pronoun?
Well, yeah, I mean,
I would have been like the positive energy. It's the word that gives you positivity.
Well, you know, not to put anybody's business out there, but Mena, I'm sure you and Garnett we have time to find hustles. Shana, you weren't in the country half the time, so it was hard for you to find.
I only went away twice.
I ain't never seen so many girls strips in my life.
Yo, Shana was like, the world's about to end. I'm going out with a bang.
Exactly. Might as well. No time like the present.
You thought you had COVID 5 times? Girl.
Probably about 7 times. Now I'm back. So I'm good.
Every other pod, yo, I think I got COVID, y'all. Right? Or damn, someone in my family got COVID.
But now I'm like, well, what if I get it and I don't know I got it because I'm vaccinated? So that's my new worry about COVID.
Oh God. That's what they want you to say.
Right. So have you guys been in like a large event yet? Because all the, everything's opening up. Have you been around a lot of people lately?
No, the other day I actually walked in the grocery store. My grocery store, you don't have to wear a mask anymore at the grocery store. I walked in the grocery store and I saw people not wearing masks. And I was like, no, I'm not ready.
Yeah.
Not to call out stores, was that Trader Joe's?
I was just going to say.
No, it's Giant. The Giant. Yeah, and they have a sign on the door that actually says if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. I'm vaccinated.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that.
Yeah, Trader Joe's. I think Walmart made their announcement. There's a list of businesses that have said, and now, the CDC told everybody who not vaccinated that they could pretend to be vaccinated now.
Exactly.
I was gonna say Walmart, no, they know better. They know better. Come on.
But you know what Walmart though, even if they didn't say anything, that's what the people at Walmart were gonna do anyway. Like,
True.
All right, let's hop into our feed. Mena has filed for divorce from Safari Samuels. No surprise here. They've been airing out their laundry for months on social media. She's pregnant with his second child. There is video of him in the club. You know he's Jamaican, right? So they dancing to some music. The girl is all the way bent down. You see the tramp stamp, and he's giving them the bat, bat, bat. You know how guys do, when they're trying to let you know what it is. Yeah. Very inappropriate for a married man.
Super.
And then she Instagrams you won. And I guess the winning part is the divorce. What are our thoughts on this?
Listen, when I saw that video, I was disturbed because I think the caption on it was like, he's up and not going down. As a married man, it's so disrespectful. Even if y'all going through stuff, the fact that you allowed that to happen is so disrespectful. And you knew you were being videoed and you didn't care.
I think Mena is back on the market. I understand that this lady now has 3 kids. She doesn't look like it. Anybody would be lucky to have some time with Mena.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder what happened. It doesn't even matter what happened. It doesn't matter how toxic her bad her relationship is. You should never do this as a married man with your wife sitting home pregnant.
Very pregnant.
Like, hello. So I'm very disappointed in Safari. I thought he was better than that. He seemed to me like a loyal dude. He was with Nicki Minaj through all the stuff that she did to him for like 10 years. We didn't even know he was alive for half the relationship. Like,
in Safari's defense, he manifested Erica Mena. I don't know if you guys remember, but before everything happened, he was like, I want a wife, I want a kid. Like, this is what I want for my future, for my life, so on. He got the wife, he got the kid, then pandemic hit. And you had too much time with that wife and that kid. And it's like, bring me something else. I can't do this no more.
They always say, be careful what you ask God for.
yes.
No, like that's true. You got to be very specific when you talk to God these days.
I want a wife, who is like,
exactly.
No offense to Erica. I'm sure she did everything that she could have done. It's just obviously for whatever reason, they don't match well.
Yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes people think they want things and then they get them and they're like, I don't really want this. Like, you literally were on reality TV saying that you've been shooting your shot at Erica for years, and she wasn't paying you no mind. And then she finally pays you mind, and you've been pursuing her for all this time. And now you're not even putting in forth the effort to make it work. You want to go in the club and dirty dance with some random. That's not what you do in a marriage. And then post it was a caption for me.
Yeah.
It was like just ruthless. And that's not how you should be acting as a married man. Safari Samuels, you are not ready to be married. And you better be very, very, you better tread lightly when you asking for God for things in the future.
Yes. But I mean, like, two things. One, both of them have OnlyFans pages, which is something I don't think you should do as a married couple. I don't think that's something that you should do. And also, would you guys be upset with Erica when she takes him back? Are y'all going to be upset with her?
I think I know it's a win. Again, she's pregnant. There's hormones. There's kids. We already know this is not like a real closed door. I'm done. We know that. So I'm not going to be surprised. I think she is acting off of emotion, but understandably so.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to be surprised.
Yeah, but pregnant or not, this is embarrassing.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
Even if I wasn't pregnant, I would file for divorce. You got me out here looking crazy, bro. What is wrong with you? No, this is not what you do in a marriage.
I'm not mistaken, y'all. Wasn't it just a few months ago, where I guess she got pregnant? They were already saying like they might divorce, or like we're going through some stuff just a few months ago.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They were back and forth
for a minute, yeah.
But my whole thing is like, come on, man. Either wrap it up or work on it. Don't be out in the club dirty dancing with Diana and them.
I love it.
I'm just saying.
Not Diana.
Moving on, this really caught my eye. So SZA was saying that she had asked a publication who wanted to photograph her to hire a Black photographer, and that they flat out said no. And I am so in awe that post George Floyd, post 2020, post all these companies, and I know Dexter's gonna be like, I'm not in awe, but post what we just went through last year, that a company would have the audacity to say no. And then I saw all the comments on social media talking about, oh, this is racist, because if it was a white person asking for a white photographer, we would be on them. I was so like confused by the reaction to this. I want her to call the publication out. If you're going to say something, call them out, girl. Bring the big guns out, but are you surprised by this? Should she be asking for a photographer of color in today's world? Is that acceptable?
I think if she wanted to have a photographer of color, you know me so well, it's ridiculous. I think if she wanted to have a photographer of color, it's A-okay for her to ask for it. I think that if this situation was true, I just don't think it's true. I think she's lying. I think she's saying this because she wants the attention. And the same thing, the tweet she put out, she's like, Juneteenth is around the corner and all this stuff. And it's just like, yeah, we know that. And that's the reason why you're drumming this stuff up, to get attention for yourself. Otherwise, why would you not call the publication out? Like, why would you not say this was XYZ? And I think she can't do that because there's no publication. She's lying.
Oh, see, I
That's
don't
an interesting spin.
see. I don't think she's lying. I like Scissor. She's from Jersey. I just think that a lot of people do this, right? They want to hop on the activism board, but they don't hop all the way on. So if you are gonna go, go. If you're gonna call people out, do it, but don't halfway do it because you, in a sense, are shielding that company that is racist by not calling them out. So if you're gonna put out this blanket tweet about, in today's world, let us know who it is so that publication can be held accountable. And you're doing more harm than good by just kind of breadcrumbing us, but not going all the way. If you're not ready to be an activist, if you're not ready for the smoke, don't say anything. But if you want things to change, you have to be willing to hurt your career a little bit and maybe burn a bridge with a certain publication and ruffle some feathers if you're really about this activism life. If you're not, girl, don't say nothing. And listen, if this would have been somebody asking her like, hey, have you ever gone through a racist moment? This is an interview. And then she says that's different because someone asked her about her experience and she's sharing it. Doesn't necessarily mean she's an activism or an activist. It's just her answering a question. But the fact that she came out and volunteered this information without really holding these people accountable is counterproductive.
Yeah, I definitely agree because there were so many questions I wanted to know. Like, is this a publication that, let's say, Beyonce was a part of and asked for a Black photographer and they gave it to her? Like, there were all these other factors that were also important to us knowing. Either way, it wouldn't make it right, but it would be even more like, okay, so is it because this publication is really racist, or it's because they don't feel like you're at the level? Is it because it's a mix? And I do just feel like, again, if it's true, because I didn't think about what Dex said, if it's true, the publication knows. They know. So you're kind of burning your career already in a sense with them. So why not just call them out? Why, if you want to get us in and get people behind it, like you said, be a true activist, you have to call them out. You have to call, yes, magazine. They wanted to photo me. I asked for this photographer, and this is what I was told. Because I'm now kind of a Dex like, and I love her to death. I don't want to not believe it's true. I don't want to believe she would just make something like this up. But I just believe that you had to hold them fully accountable. That's just like, us coming on this podcast and being like, there's a certain pharmacy and they refuse to serve me because no, like, call them out, like, hold them accountable. If you're going to go there, take it there.
Yeah. How about this rhetoric that she can't ask for a Black photographer because it wouldn't be acceptable if a white person did it or another person of color? Is that acceptable? Is it reverse racism, which is what I was seeing on social media?
You don't have to ask for what's already there. I'm not gonna have to ask for a white photographer if I walk in on the street right there. Like, you don't, maybe you can ask for a female photographer because it may not be a woman, but like the white one's gonna be there. Believe me, they're gonna be there. And that's why, like, when this whole reverse racism stuff comes up, these people don't think this through. Like, you're saying, like, if this was a white person, that's the reason why we bring this conversation up, because it would never be a white person. Like, you're never gonna be put in that position.
My whole thing is there's nothing wrong with asking a particular person to photograph you, especially if you're an artist. You might appreciate someone's work. And my whole thing is I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And because there's a reason why you have to ask, because these people are underrepresented.
Correct.
So if someone is underrepresented and you're asking, that's because you want yourself to be represented. There's no reverse racism in that. It's just asking to have a seat at the table. There is nothing wrong for you to want to pull people up. That's not reverse racism. Like, a lot of the photographers are white photographers, so they're not underrepresented. So if a white person asked for a white photographer, it would be a problem because there's an abundance of them.
Again, it was news. It was a story that Beyonce asked for an African-American female photographer. That's a story because it doesn't normally happen. And at those particular publications, it's not a normal thing. So if she would have been like, oh, just bring me a white photographer, they would have been like, who do you want?
Which one? How many? What you want? What color you want his hair to be?
I just don't understand these people. When I read comments, sometimes I'm like, are y'all thinking? Like, how is it racism to ask for you to be represented in a room where you're not represented? Like, I've literally said to a company, hi, I represent the Spanish voice. Y'all better be mindful of that when you're making these decisions. And that's not a threat. That's just on facts.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you have to understand that I represent a population of people. So just be mindful of that.
Again,
and
you
there's
know, we
not
are called minority groups for a reason. So it is not, I don't understand the concept of it being reverse racism when we're asking to make sure the seats are that, like, that's, if you live in our world today, that is all we're talking about, is wanting to be equal. And these companies are huge on needing diversity and inclusion because they don't have it. Like, that's why they're talking about it, because it's not a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, but there's something going on now where a lot of these companies are talking the talk, but they're not walking the walk, right? So I see all these things and I'm like, okay, y'all said all this stuff, but are you hiring the people of color? Are you making sure your staff is diverse? Are you making sure you have a Black woman, a Black man, an Asian, or a Spanish, Latino, and Latina? No, I'm still looking at a lot of these, you know, now people are starting to hire back. I literally just had this thought now, and you know, like, it's like, I distinctly remember this particular company, you know, saying this, but then I look at the media on your staff and they all look the other way. And it's like, you know, you don't want to be a ish starter, you know, and call people out, but you have to be mindful of what actions are taking part.
Right.
I just think, like, just the final thought on that is just like around literally today is the day that George Floyd died. So from now until like the end of the summer is when the Black squares came out, all the diversity and inclusion comments and stuff came out. Right now, it's literally about to be a year at this point. Since all that stuff has happened, now we can see this stuff being put into action. It's up to you guys to do it. Like, make those Black squares be a Black reality.
Right. Well, Nick Cannon's reality is that he is about to be a father of 7. He is, let's call him super sperm, because his sperm is out here kicking. He's shooting up the club every other month. There is one woman pregnant with twins, an alleged Wildin' Out model pregnant with a child that is going to have his last name. He has 4 other kids, 2 with Mariah Carey.
2 with the other girl. I can't remember her name.
Yes, 2 with the other girl. But, you know, so he has 2 sets of twins, 2 kids with the one woman, and now the one child with the Wildin' Out girl. So I saw some commentary about, well, he has the money. Nick Cannon got 5, 7, 9 jobs. I don't even know how many jobs he has. Is it enough to have enough money? I don't know if he has time for 7 kids. Does he have time for 7 kids? What are your thoughts on this?
It's nasty. Let's just say, so, okay, other than Mariah's twins, and we know they were married, and then he had the one baby, Golden, with this girl. And so now in the last year, Golden's mom had another baby. This girl that's pregnant with these other set of twins was pregnant before right before Golden got re-pregnant. I guess he was like, let's circle back. Now she got twins, and then this other alleged girl. So you guys are all, and then he's been like kind of off and on with the model Jessica White, who has talked about her struggle. I guess they tried to conceive. So it's like, so let's just say if she was to be added and she'd be another. So you're sleeping with all of these women, and that's just the ones that are getting knocked up, unprotected, like that, all of them in the same circles. Like the same circles. That's just, that part to me is the more mind-boggling part, that they all cross over. There's no like real cutoff, except for maybe Mariah, cutoff, you know, between when he's impregnated and obviously slept with all these women. And then my other thought is Mariah is not taking all of these other 5 kids. Like, you know, you've seen pictures with her and the twins. She's taking Golden because he was the one. She ain't packing up the RV for all these other kids. She's like, that sounds like not my problem. Not my problem, Nick.
Well, in the Bible, it does say, be fruitful and multiply.
All at the same time?
Well, it did. Well, didn't we say that you have to be very specific when you talk to God? Well, God, you got to be more specific when you tell us what's right in this Bible, because you didn't say be fruitful and multiply with the same woman, be fruitful and multiply with the, you know, you didn't say that. So I don't got no issue with Nick Cannon. If you want to sow your seeds and do what you got to do it. I do think that, look, you have the money to do it. So you go ahead and you take care of them financially. If they grow up and they be like, my daddy was trash because you weren't there for them, physically there, you just gave the money, that's your problem. But at the same time, Nick Cannon is also 40-something years old, so he probably don't care.
Look, I have a bone to pick with y'all people who be quoting the Bible, because you need context when you're quoting the Bible.
We be picking and choosing what scripture.
Yes, because I just pulled up Genesis 1:28.
Yes, that's where it is.
And it said, be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it and have domination over the fish of the sea and over the birds of heavens and over every living thing that moves on earth.
Sounds like Nick Cannon. He's slaying every living thing that moves on earth.
No, right.
There are enough humans on this earth. We are more dominant than the seas and the birds. We've done our job. Nick Cannon don't need to contribute no more.
I have a question though. Do y'all think, because the other thing that's mind-boggling to me is, you know, he battles, on top of him being so busy, he battles very seriously with lupus. So then I had to start thinking one day, like, is it a mind thing? Like, you know, because you deal with this sickness, is it like to your point, like almost a reverse psychology? Like, I got to be fruitful and multiply because I don't know, you know, what my time will be. Do you think it's like that? Like, or not?
My godson's my godson's mom got lupus. She only got 2 kids.
I never heard somebody say.
I went too deep. Okay.
You stretch very hard. I ain't never heard anybody say, "Damn,
I was trying to give him an excuse.
I gotta have a bunch of kids because I'm sick."
Look, I like Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon is a friend. He follows me on social media. I would love to have a conversation with him regarding what is going on with him in his mind, because it's like, I was having this conversation with this boy the other day. I was like, so do guys ever slip? Like, you know, like you're in it, it's good. You know, you're just like, and you slip. He was like, no, you make a conscious choice to go in. And he was like, and if not, wait a minute. He said, and if not, you have plan B. If you do not want this child, you have plan B. So guys just be wanting to give somebody a child and they be lying, talking about I slipped.
No, look at Future.
No, that's not true. That right there is not true. I can assure. I don't want to get the show canceled. Look at some of these people out here. Some of these women out here, it's a slip. Believe me, it was a slip, and they just didn't have plan B available or whatever.
Well, if you with Nick Cannon, you're not taking no plan B. Because let me tell you something, Nick, if you come over here, y'all know I'm almost 40. I'm not taking no plan B. It's not happening.
So you're gonna be
it's part of God's plan at that point, Nick. So you want to give Nick Cannon baby number 8? Well, I might be almost number 9. I'm gonna lose the track, but yeah, come on, Nick.
See, that's why he keeps doing it. I do remember seeing this interview with Nick Cannon a couple years ago where he said he thinks that it's impossible to be in a monogamous relationship. Like he doesn't believe in that. And he doesn't believe it's difficult for him to be quote unquote faithful. And I think that it's one of those things where he feels very comfortable with these women. That's why they're not using protection. And the pregnancies probably aren't planned. They're happening. And he's like, I mean, I'm okay with it because it's happening. That one woman, it was planned. She literally on Valentine's Day, when he had a Valentine's Day with the other girlfriend, he gave her stuff and she wrote on there that she had been pregnant when the pandemic started and lost the baby. Then the next thing we know, 3 months later, she's posting these pictures of these twins. That was planned. There's no way he went back in there and oops, I did it again. That was a plan. I'm sorry. You know what, though? You guys are in my head. I think it might be a situation where he literally cares about all these women and he wants to have these kids with these women that he cares about. And that's why I would like to talk to him, because me knowing Nick and talking to him, he's not a dirtbag. He's not a scumbag. Yeah. He's a good guy, you know? So it's like, sometimes we're a little judgy because my whole thing is you got all these jobs, Nick. How are you really going to give 7 kids your time? Mm-hmm. Are you going to be there to pick them all up from school? Are you going to be there to do homework with them? Where do they all live? They all live in different parts of the country. You're filming The Masked Singer. You can't be all over the place. And then I think he got his radio show back.
He got his podcast.
Right.
He's coming back to Wildin' Out. When do these kids fit? So it's like, for me, it more so came from that. Like, what kind of father do you want to be? Are you going to be
it's
present?
not about the money.
Right. And I saw a lot of that, like, oh, he got money, he could do it. Okay, but money doesn't substitute you being a father for them kids. And Nick just strikes me as somebody who would want to be there for his kids. So I would love to just pick his brain. I have a feeling that maybe he just cares about all these women. And now
Nick, if you want to care about somebody else, accepting applications.
I will say Nick don't got a damn type. Nick does not have a type.
They all over the place.
He is not Chris Brown. They all look completely different. All right, that wraps up what's in our feed, our trending stories. Now, another story that was trending was Travis Scott and Kylie Jenner allegedly in an open relationship. And ooh, Lord, that started a firestorm of conversation. Coi Leray was like, I would never share my dude. She's a Taurus. That's how we're built. But what do you guys think about open relationships? Is that something you would be open to? Like, we see Nick, possibly having all these feelings for all these women. How about if he wanted to have an open relationship with all of them? Could he do it? Is it acceptable? Could you guys have an open relationship?
Absolutely. I would have loved to have an open relationship. Like, if I wasn't getting married and I was 35 years old, like, I think I'd be fine with that, because I actually don't want to have any kids after 35 years old. So, like, if I turn 35, I don't want to have kids. And I really only think the purpose of getting married is to have kids. Like, that's a really big thing with marriage. And if I don't think that I'm going to have kids, I don't necessarily know if I would want to get married. And if I'm not going to do that, I don't want to get into anything serious. I would hate to string a woman along and be like, yeah, we're just going to be partners with each other. I don't like that. I would rather us spend our time together, but also spend time with somebody else that makes you happy. I'll spend time with other people that make me happy. And I think that works. Like, I'd be okay with that.
What's your sign?
I'm an Aquarius.
Okay. No, it's gonna be a no for me, a hard no for me. I don't like sharing. I barely like sharing food. I barely like sharing. I don't know. There's just nothing that I actually like to share. I'll do it because sharing, though.
Why do you?
It's sharing time, emotions, physically sharing.
For me, there will be no emotion.
Sharing energy. It's sharing problems. Like, no. I can't do it. Now, have I probably been in one and not realized it?
It's different.
You know what?
But I can't knowingly. But Mina, it's interesting you bring it up, because I've been on dating sites and there are guys that have in their profile like, listen, and I'm married, and I'm like reading like, what? And it's like, and if you're not okay with that, then you probably shouldn't click on me. Like, I see it more and more frequently.
I don't agree with being married, though. I think you should. I wouldn't do it married. I think I would do it because I didn't get the opportunity to get married when I wanted to do it. That's the only way.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm not doing it.
You know what? It's funny, Shana. I said the same thing on air. Like, I would knowingly not be in an open relationship. Like, I've probably been in a couple and I didn't know, because that's how guys be doing. But you're not gonna come to me and tell me, hey, can I date other people and get a yes from me? It's just not happening. I mean, for me, it's more so like, I don't know. I feel like like the bodily fluids that you're sharing with other people, you would be putting them all up into mine. And then it's like, even if you say, I told you this last week, no, you didn't. You told that to the other bitch. That would be my clapback. Like, it would always be in the back of my mind. You're dealing with someone else. I can't be intimate with you. I can't tell you no secrets. If you tell me you told me something and I don't remember, I'm automatically assuming you got the wrong one. You told the other girl. I can't do it. I don't know how people do it. And to be honest with you, I look down on people who do it. And I'm sorry, but I'm just being honest. I feel like people who allow that might have a little bit of a self-esteem issue. Now, I've read that that's not the case, that it just means you're sexually open and, you know, you like enjoying people, and there's things called swingers, and you shouldn't be judgy of other people's sexual preferences. That's why I prefaced it with an apology. But the second that I see that a woman is in an open relationship, I start thinking, girl, you dumb as hell. You letting him F everybody and their mama. But then she can F everybody and their mama too. So I don't know why I'm judgy about it, but I am.
I think that's the biggest thing too, is just like time. Like I think about like our own time, like the time of day that I have to do stuff. And I can't imagine splitting my time, because when I get in a relationship, I'm like super emotionally connected. So I can't imagine investing the time to even be emotionally connected to like a bunch of different people. And then you're connecting yourself emotionally to a bunch of different people too. I can't do it.
Mina said, I'm so judgy about it. I don't know why, but I am.
You know, I try to be open-minded because, you know, the world is changing and people's sexual preferences are opening up. I feel like women are starting to embrace their sexuality more, you know, and being more experimental with the things that they like. It's not so much like let's be in a marriage and, you know, have regular missionary sex in this, you know, it's the world is different, and I try to be very sensitive to that, but I cannot help but think every time I see a woman is agreeing to be in an open relationship, I'm like, girl, you dumb. But it's not like she can't go and do her own thing. I'm just not built that way, so I don't understand it. I don't understand women like that, because I could have sex with multiple men if I wanted to. I just don't enjoy it. I feel like this is how I feel about sexuality. If I don't like you like that, I'm not having sex with you. Like, I'm not giving it. There's no way I can like 5 different people equally. Like, I just can't. Y'all all ate the bomb. Like,
but that's the point though. I don't like 5 people differently. I like 3 people for 3 different reasons. And I'm able, because I'm in this open situation, I'm able to enjoy my time in situations with all 3 of them. And they're able to do the same. I genuinely think people in open relationships may be a little bit more safer than like the rest of us, because like,
right, because you're not going to get hurt. You're not committed. You're not committing yourself to anything.
And also, you know that like you're messing with other people. So it's like, I need checkups. You got to go to the doctor more often and stuff like that, because like
you being responsible, they not all doing it.
I just feel like I couldn't mess with somebody knowing that this is our situation and not making sure that you're not taking care of both yourself, me, and the other people that we care about.
But that's the point, is so now you are suggesting, just because you're doing it, that the people that you're also in this open relationship are doing it, and the connection, you know, that they're all doing that. And you already know that that's not the case.
Well, to get some of this, you're going to go to the doctors.
Yeah, but then there are people that they're dealing with may not be going to the doctors, is what I'm saying. Like, it's that ripple effect.
And then look, now she got to get cut off. And now that's like, damn, I got to go find another replacement. See what I mean?
But you know, guys, no, I went to the doctor. No, I went.
But if that was you,
what they did?
If that's me, I had to just find a replacement. One more replacement, or spend more time with the one of the other 2. That's what I have to do. Y'all 2, because you guys aren't open to this. Now y'all heartbroken. Y'all by yourself. I'm not by myself. I got somebody else.
You know what though? I almost would feel like offended if a man asked me to be in an open relationship, because I would be like, what? I'm not enough for you? You need to get something from someone else? Like, I don't know. To me, open relationship just smells you're not enough. Like, I need something from someone else. And it's like, I think I would have a different opinion of it if these people were married, right? If you guys are married and you've been in it, you one-on-one, and now in year 5 or 10, you're like, okay, let's experiment different things. You know, I think I would be more understanding of that. But I just don't understand you being Kylie Jenner. You're 21 years old. Travis Scott is young. You signing up to be in an open relationship. And it's like, I gotta wait and see how this plays out. If I see her with multiple men, I would be like, go ahead, Kylie. This open relationship thing is gonna work for you. But I don't think that's how it's gonna play out. I think it's gonna be Travis. We're seeing Travis Scott with all these other women, and Kylie is just there with Travis.
Yeah.
Right. And we also live in a world where, hey, they're super public people, right? So to your point, well, not saying we have to, because you can do stuff secretly, but we may see these images. So Travis is going to get weighed differently in the eyes of media and social media and people than Kylie is with multiple men. Travis is going to be like, oh, dang, he got another bad joint. Kylie, you already know, is going to start being like, oh, she fast, she a hoe, she is fun. You know what I mean? Like, because we already have these societal norms that we're also facing. And I'm just surprised for them. And maybe it was because they didn't want people to be like, oh, I saw him with her. And it was like, listen, we're just open so people know and they don't have to deal with the backlash of it. But because they're very public figures, I'm surprised as well.
Well, I don't necessarily know if people would look at it like that. People already say Kylie's a hoe, and we don't even know much about her. So it ain't gonna be no different for her. I think for somebody like her, being in an open relationship, like really society has already said that your life is an open relationship, you and your sister. So like it is what it is with them. So
I was gonna say that her sisters have been in open relationships and they ain't even signed up for it. Like Chloe,
that's different. She didn't want to be.
But okay, so I think we're looking at this through the lens of regular people who can be in a monogamous relationship, right? I think when you're dating a celebrity, and I hate giving people passes, but I really think that it is hard for some of these male celebrities to be with one woman. So is it really her just being a little bit more mature, saying, look, I understand the context of this man that I'm dating. He's Travis Scott. He has all these options. Let me get on board with allowing this to happen because this is just the reality of who the man is that is my baby father, and just the life that I want, that I'm in, that probably is gonna, they broke up the first time because of cheating rumors, right?
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know if this is her being mature and saying, okay, well, I care about him enough. Let me tolerate this and try this new thing because of who he is. Or if this is just like, girl, you should be insulted that you are not enough for him. But he's young too. Wait a minute. Young. I'm very conflicted on this, clearly.
They're both super young.
Hold on. So Travis Scott's age is, right, 29. Oh no, he's 29 years old.
Oh, why did I think he was like 24, 25?
Travis.
Too old.
Yes, Travis. If you don't want to be in a monogamous relationship with this girl, that means he don't like her like that.
I mean, their relationship was a very fast relationship, considering by the time she got pregnant.
I don't know. To me, if someone said this to me, like I said, it would reek of, you're not good enough. I don't really like you, but I still want to have sex with you. Like,
and that's what it is. There you go. I still want to have a tie, know where you are. You have some kind of accountability to me. Like I could check up on you and have sex with you, but I don't have the accountability I would have if we're in a monogamous relationship.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Look, and I apologize to anybody who's in an open relationship. I don't understand it.
If you're in an open relationship, this is a disclaimer. If you're in an open relationship and you're offended by anything that was said on tonight's podcast, then you shouldn't be in an open relationship.
I was just about to say, yeah. Because people who are really in it already know that people who don't agree just won't understand and they don't get that offended.
Yeah, and imagine telling someone, yo, you want to hang out on Friday? And the person's like, nah, I got other plans with my other John. Like,
nah, I'm with Tim and them. Tim got Friday.
I wish you would give up the weekend. Nah, he keep you satisfied through the week. I keep you satisfied. That's my time. The weekend is my time.
Tim got Fridays, Dwayne is Saturday and Sunday.
I can't.
And sometimes Eric is Tuesday, Wednesday.
I feel like it would be different if it was like we're having threesomes, right? Because that's just sex. And you're in that together, right?
Yeah, I can't do that either.
I can't do it either, but people do it.
Yeah.
To spice things up, right? But an open relationship means you're in a whole nother relationship with someone else. The relationship part is what I can't do. Like ongoing, emotional, intimate, we're dating. This is not just sex. That's what I can't get on board with. And I can't be sharing you with everybody else. Like, what does that say about my dignity? I don't know.
No, what does that say about me? Because I really wouldn't mind it. Like, that really would not.
I don't know what man would mind it. Like, yeah. I don't know. But
I
again,
mean, then I think about it. You would want to deal with, like, let's just say, and I don't know what the type of women, but all of those emotional, because women, we can be emotional, all those different emotional types.
I don't really feel like you're allowed to be like overly emotional when you're in these type of situations.
I don't mean overly emotional. I just mean the emotions that women like we emote. Like, you want to deal with all of that?
I think that's the point of me
like
being
multiple.
I think that's honestly, I don't really like to deal with like emotions in general. So like an open relationship, I don't know why I didn't think of this early. An open relationship would probably work for me because it's like, okay,
that
like
you will get in trouble.
I know. But it's like for me, it's kind of like, let me back away from this situation. I'll go over here with somebody.
You're saying as soon as you feel it, you're like, on the way to Trishan house. See you later.
Yes. I'm not going to deal with it. I don't have to deal with it. Now I have to deal with it.
But Shana, I think we're generalizing, right? We're making it seem like women are X, Y, and Z, right? But it's like there are some women that don't want a strong tie with a man. You know, maybe he gets on your nerves. His laugh sucks. You don't find his personality attractive. You rather just have sex. You know what I'm saying?
I know some women like that.
Or you like to have a woman as well. Like if you're a woman, you're married to a man, and you also want to explore other women. I mean, and he's okay with that. I think that's, well, I don't think you should do it when you're married, but if you're dating, I think that's okay. If you're married, I think that should just be the two of you. But if you're dating and you want to explore with other women and stuff like that, I think that she should be able to do that.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to be open. What was that?
Or if he wants to explore with other men, like if she's okay with that, like it's kind of. See, when I said, look, when I said when she can explore with other women, you guys like, okay. When I say he can explore with other men, you said, hold the hell up.
Dexter, I am trying so hard. I've tried so hard to be sexually progressive, you know, and just be sensitive that everybody is different. Like people have different relationships, they have different needs, you know. I that's why I prefaced all this with an apology. I just don't understand it because I'm not made that way. And I can only give an opinion based off how I think. And how I think is if I want to see you and someone else, why should I even entertain you? You ain't good enough.
I mean, there was this one woman that I know, I think we all know, who's famous, and she's not gay. And she married a woman, and like she was married to a man before. So I'm just kidding. I was bringing up Niecy Nash again.
First of all, Niecy Nash is not in an open relationship. She is in a monogamous relationship.
She is not in an open relationship.
I don't think she was in an open relationship either. She just was with her husband, and she said, "You suck." And then her friend ended up looking a little bit more attractive, and then they probably had sex. And she was like, "Oh wow, I really like this. I'm gonna marry this."
This is the other thing I was going to say. Not Niecy Nash because she wasn't in one, but Travis and Kylie just put it out there. But what we know or what we hear is there are a lot more celebrities, because Mina, you were saying like in the celebrity world, it might be different, that really are in open relationships, but just don't necessarily push it forward. Again, probably because societally what we all think and the image that they have to portray and those kind of things.
Will and Jada.
I was thinking if I didn't want to say it.
I mean, I don't know if this is progressive, but you know, sometimes when you care about someone and life is hard, you're willing to accept things to try to accommodate the situation. I'm just not built like that. We gonna be Safari and Erica. We gonna be fighting every day, and I'm gonna have a problem with you out here acting like a damn mess. Okay, I'm gonna delete all your pictures off my Instagram, and then we gonna be pregnant next month. It's gonna be a battle. Because I am going to struggle with the fact that you're with other people, but I still care about you. It's going to be a struggle.
Yeah.
I will say, though, Erica and Safari probably wouldn't be arguing as much if they were in an open relationship, because she would have saw that picture and she'd be like, oh my God, that's so fun.
No.
I'm not saying it's fun.
So you think if Erica was with Sin Santana and with Safari, this wouldn't piss her off?
No, because she probably would have sent a picture to Sin, like, look at him, think he's doing something. And Sin would have been like, oh, I'm coming over to help you guys raise the baby, whatever.
Raise the baby. Raise the baby. Not I'm coming over to rub your feet. I'm going over to help you raise the baby.
Listen, I don't understand it. But God bless anybody who has figured out how to make it work. I would be in my feelings. I would be mad. It would be drama every day. I'm not signing up for that. I'm not signing up for drama. If you want to be in an open relationship with me, you can be in an open relationship by yourself. I'll go find someone that I am enough for, where he or she, I don't know. I've never been with a she, but who knows? I might be Niecy one day. It's like where he or she loves me and just wants to be with me. Yeah. Period. That's what I want in my life. And I want that for everyone else that wants it too.
Listen, again, I'm a Gemini. The first day I meet you, I'm like, oh my God, I can see our wedding colors. So it's just the openness is not for me because it's just not.
But to each his own. If you're in an open relationship to you, I salute you. I can't. I be fighting bitches every day. I'm just being honest. Thank you for watching and listening to the Mina's House podcast. Please support the podcast. We have a Patreon account. Just go to patreon.podbean.com/Mina's House podcast. I know it's long. Just go to the link in bio. We have a link tree. And all our links are right there, including how to donate to the podcast. We have $0. So,
donate today, please.
Listen, throw us $1 or $2, okay? Do we need to do a Cash App? What's easier? Like, I thought a patron would be kind of like the most transparent way of doing it, because you literally can see people's names and we can shout your name out and it's all transparent. Like, I feel like a Cash App is very secretive.
Yeah.
So, but yes. And, make sure you're listening next week. Follow us on social media at Mina's House Pod. That's where you can get the link in bio. I got better at that this week.
Real quick.
Yes. I was so uncomfortable asking people for money last week, Shana. I was like, never in 1,000 years did I think I'd be here asking the working person to.
We are in a new world.
Yes, we are. So this is how people are right now. So, this is better than the OnlyFans.
It definitely is. Even though we've thought about it. Like,
right, we sure did.
But not.
All right, so Mina's House Podcast, episode 179. I'm Mina SayWhat.
I'm Shana B.
Dexter, no open relationship, Stuckey.
Oh, you changed your mind.
I was about to put my ring on. I'm gonna ring, but I'm married. Like, I'm this is not my lifestyle. I just put that out there so I don't get in trouble.
Okay. Cause she gonna be like, oh, you want to play? Go be in an open relationship. Bye, boy. Wedding's off.
She's probably not even gonna get this far into the podcast. She's literally going to hear me say, I'm okay with an open relationship, and then I'm gonna get a phone call.
Do you think she listens to everything that you do, Dexter?
Every single thing, and she gives me feedback on everything.
That's a writer. Wow. That's a writer.
She's not even gonna hear the apology. You already in trouble. Nope. You're gonna have to be like, wait, go to minute for 55.
Just we listen together, but we won't be listening to this together. I can tell you that. Not this week.
What does she say about our podcast?
She likes it, and sometimes she doesn't believe some of the stuff that I say. She'll say, like, I don't believe that you believe that. And I'll be like, well, you don't know me that well.
Oh.
Girl, you better evaluate the marriage. This is where he's being honest, girl. You better take all this into consideration.